What's up guys, Cocojobro here, and in today's video I'm going to give you 10 tips and tricks that will help you to become a confident Huntress player by the end of this video. So let's get right into it. So your first tip right here is going to be wait for their juke and then you shoot. A lot of times survivors are going to try to pump left, pump right, try to fake you out and throw you off your game. Just be patient, wait for them, and then throw the hatchet. You can see right there, she went left and then went right. I read her like a book and got the easy shot. So the second tip I want to give you guys is to punish late pallet drops. A lot of times when you're in chase with a survivor, if you get too close in a loop, they'll get scared and they'll throw down that pallet. Now the animation that it takes for them to throw down the pallet is just enough time for you to charge up a quick hatchet and nail them in the head. Now also too, you're going to see in the second clip that I get to the pallet drop just a little too late and the Steve throws it down. Now here I have to make a prediction. Is he going to go left? Is he going to go right? What I do is I sidestep, get a better angle, follow him up, and nail him in the head, as you'll see right here. So again, charge up that hatchet as soon as you can, predict where they're going, and get that hatchet down. So the third tip I want to give you guys is to expect the window juke. A lot of times when you're chasing a survivor around a loop that contains a window, they'll tend to run straight and at the last second they'll change their direction, as we can see here. So what I did is I knew that she either was going to commit to the window or she was going to go to the right towards the pallet. So let's actually watch that clip again in slow motion. So here we can see that she either will A, go towards the window, B, she can actually fake and go to the left, but if she goes left, those are the lockers right there, and I cut off her way of escape through the window, or she can move to the right and go through the pallet. Now here we can see that she does choose to go to the right. I called the prediction and I hit her with a hatchet. Another thing too that you can see is if a survivor has a item in their hand and they choose to fast fall over a window, the item will actually disappear because in that animation the survivor needs to put their hands on the window and jump over the window. So I can see here that even though she was committing to the window, she still had the item in her hand, which means she wasn't committing to that fastball. And thus, I was able to make a calculation and predict she's going to cut to the right, which I nailed the shot right there. So my next tip I want to give you guys is body block for easy hatchet shots. A lot of times you'll get a bunch of cheeky survivors that are trying to be very sneaky and they'll hide around corners or they'll hide in a little crevice. There, it's super easy. Just block them in, whip out the hatchet, and throw the shot. Now here you're going to see that I find a guy in a corner and I get the easy shot, and I also have an opportunity to follow up with another hatchet. So another tip I would give you too is either immediately M1 someone after you hit them if they run into a dead zone, or if you feel confident, whip out another hatchet and nail the shot right there. Huntress is really strong at medium range. At the same time, she is very strong at ending chases really fast. So definitely go for those shots if you feel confident. If not, just go for the M1. Alright, so tip number 6 is going to completely improve your gameplay. This is funneling survivors down hallways. Now here you can see that I funneled him straight up this hallway and he had nowhere to go. Left or right? Nope, he can only go straight, which makes it an easy hatchet throw for me right there. Now survivors have really big hitboxes too as well. So even if you were to lean to the left or lean to the right, just aiming right down the center nails the shot. And also too, you can see that in this next clip, Jane does the exact same thing. She just goes straight up and throw it right down the center, and the chase is over in a matter of seconds. Boom, shakalaka. Now tip number 7 is something that I don't see a lot of Huntress players do, and that's when you get a successful melee attack, Huntress's arms and axe cover the entire screen, and therefore if the survivor is trying to juke you or run away, you won't know which way they're going. In this next clip, you can see how important it is to play against an immersive Claudette, who, after I hit her, her scratch marks tell me everything. She didn't go to the left, she went to the right. And as you can see here, I follow her up, get a successful hatchet on her, and end the chase within seconds. Alright, so point number 8 is going to be predict the survivor's pathing. Now this is similar to point number 1 where we said predict the survivor's juking pattern. But here, sometimes when you're in a chase, they might have some distance on you and you have to make an educated guess. Are they going to go left? Are they going to go right? Is the loop that they're at only one that goes around in a circle, or do they have options? As you can see in this clip, Claudette has 2 different options. You could go for the window, but that's way too far. I'm predicting she's going to go to the left to the pallet. 1, because it offers her some coverage with the trees, and 2, there's a pallet there, and survivors love pallets. As you can see, I predicted correctly, aimed my shot, and got it right in the head. So tip number 9 is actually something that is very practical when you're playing as Huntress, and that is make sure to reload after you get someone down. In this clip right here, you can see that I have no hatchets, but I was able to get the Jane down, and I also have another survivor that's slugged. So before I pick them up, I actually refill my hatchets. Now, as you all know, Huntress has about 5 hatchets that she starts with, so I know that I have 5 tries to hit somebody with a hatchet before I back to being a melee type killer. Now my first hatchet misses right here, but I'm actually able to follow up with a second successful hatchet. Then I know that someone's going for the unhook, so I ready up, toss a hatchet down range, and hit the rescuer. But my second hatchet unfortunately hits the person on the hook, so my last hatchet, I throw it and nail that person in the head. Then pretty much from there, it's just rinse, cycle, and repeat. So for my last tip I want to give you guys is be patient, think ahead, and be calculated. So in this match here, I had 2 Object of Obsession gamers who knew everything I was doing, as well as I had a very coordinated Swift against me. And this match was really tricky to go against because they were very stimulating. They were running around, they were jumping, looping, trying to confuse me, and as you can see here, I'm running out of hatchets. And now I have to make a decision. Am I going to get all of them? Do I grab a person? Do they have DS? Do you have head-on? Now, the first thing I do is I go in ahead and I get some hatchets to reload and try to see if I can make a play. Now, I also too can just wait out the DS because there's only one person left, 3 of them are down here, and 1 person's out in the open. Even if he tries to get the last 2 generators done, it's going to take him a total of 160 seconds. So, what I choose to do is just relax and wait out the DSs. Then, I go for a strike. Now, I know that I won't be able to get all of them, so I just cut my losses and say, hey, I'll take 2 out of 3. As you can see here, we get the Steve, then we go for the Claudette, and Steve gets away. So now we have 2 out of the 4 survivors down and out, but I have to make a calculated play here. Now I see the Object of Obsession gamer right there, so I try to arc my shot, but I miss. I fully charge my hatchet, aim a little high, and try to predict their running pattern, and bam! Right there, I nail them. And then I can see the last Object of Obsession gamer giving me a little aura, then I go up for the cleanup. So that's going to be my top 10 tips and tricks on how to improve your Huntress gameplay. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more future content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.